ever feel like no matter how many study videos you watch, you're not actually getting smarter? You leave the video feeling motivated, but when you try out the tricks, nothing changes. Even though all of the comments are like, "Thank you so much for this video, this has completely changed my life," your grades are still the same, so you feel alone. Well, you're not alone. I've been in this exact same position before, so I want to tell you why study videos aren't really working for you, what's holding you back from achieving your dream scores, and how you can actually use those study videos for good. And as usual, bonus tips at the end. Let me walk you through the process that usually happens when you come across study videos. You come home from school feeling tired, so you open up your phone and you see a video titled, "Do this trick and you'll get perfect scores for your next exam." So naturally, you try doing the trick, but it doesn't really work out. You don't know if you're doing it correctly or not, so you move on to the next trick and the next one and so on. This is the first big problem with study videos. They trick you into thinking that you don't have enough knowledge, that you have a knowledge problem rather than an execution problem. So you see lots of studying hacks out there and you believe that there's one trick that's perfect for you and all you have to do is to find it. It gives you the illusion that you don't have enough knowledge yet, that you don't know how to study. And it gets even worse when the titles of the videos are a bit exaggerated. For example, the video title says that you'll get perfect scores for your next exam if you do this trick. But you didn't get perfect scores for your next exam. So this leads you to think that you're the problem, that maybe you're just not good at studying and this isn't for you. So you go down this vicious cycle and you ruin your mental health. So with that being said, what should you do if you want to get out of this trap? First thing you have to realize is this. All of the tips and techniques that you see, all of them, they are not separate things, but rather they're the same thing. They are just variations of each other. Blurting, flashcards, mind maps, and a bunch of other techniques. All of them revolves around these two principles: active recall and spaced repetition. So the first thing you have to start doing is to stop treating them as different tricks. When you take a look at these tricks, they all require you to recall a piece of information from your brain actively. So even though the tricks are different, you're doing the same action. So I want you to completely get rid of the shiny object mindset. The next time you find yourself thinking, if this trick doesn't work out, I will try out this other trick. Just realize that you are falling into the trap of thinking they're all separate tips. If you clicked on this video, then you've already watched enough study videos. So what now? Now that you know all this, what should you do? Whatever you do, as long as it revolves around spaced repetition and active recall, it will work. Trust the process. What a lot of people do is they jump around from trick to trick, not even giving it enough time to see results. So please, don't do that. Just stick to one thing, trust the process, and give it time. It can be as simple as doing a few practice questions every week, or explaining topics to yourself whenever you're free. It does not have to be a random trick that no one has heard of, because when you follow tips like that, even you don't know if you're doing it correctly or not. So just keep it simple. Study videos are just there to give you ideas. They show you how other people implement the core ideas of spaced repetition and active recall into their own study methods. They are just there to give you an idea of what other people are doing. So watching study videos can help you reflect on yourself. Maybe there's something you're doing that can be done a bit more effectively. But my point is, study videos are just there to give you ideas, not secret formulas. So get rid of that mindset as soon as you can. Now that you know all this, the next problem you will face is staying consistent. How do you stay consistent even without seeing results? You should shift your goal from chasing the output to just doing the input, if that makes sense. So your goal shouldn't be to get perfect scores for your next exam. Your goal should be more like, for example, do 20 multiple choice questions every day after school. Just focus on doing the input and don't think about the results. Make it an automatic mechanism and just take emotion out of it. You know that feeling where you don't really want to exercise and you're trying to talk yourself out of it, but you still end up doing the exercise. And afterwards, you feel amazing. You are very happy that you did the exercise, and it now sounds very stupid that you didn't want to do it at first. The exact same thing applies here. So just do the input regardless of how you feel, and I can guarantee you that you'll feel better afterwards. You know yourself best. So when you're stuck on something, Just take a step back and look at yourself from a third-person view and be your own coach. I see a lot of people saying that they have 3 exams coming up and they haven't started doing anything. What should they do? 90% of the time, you don't need a random dude's advice. You already know what to do. So just take a step back, see what you're currently doing, see what you need to be doing, and how you can make that change. Be your own coach. The advice you give to yourself is much better than what YouTubers, including myself, can give to you. So you are much smarter than you think you are. That's all I have to share for this video. Hopefully by now you have gotten rid of the shiny object mindset and you have realized that all the tricks that you see out there, they are just variations of the same thing. And I hope that you have also realized that you don't need any more study videos.